Bergkamp. Tavares. Wilco makes a run ahead of it. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent. The move, and then this, which left Dabby's ass totally stranded.
That always ends quite abrupt. I still forget where the bloody camera is. Absolute disgrace. Hello, people, and welcome to ABW Live. Wolverhampton Wanderers, not a lot. Arsenal, slightly more than not a lot. We've won a game, Stan. With me tonight is Stanley Victor, not Collymore. How you doing? That's not going to stick, is it?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and hello to everyone in the chat.
Hello, Cat, as well. What's the cat called behind you?
That's Tamina.
Tamina?
Yeah.
Made up name. Scrabble name, that.
No, I named her after a wrestler. Do you remember Jimmy Superfly Snooker?
Oh, yeah?
His daughter is a wrestler, and she's called Tamina Snooker. So I just named her Tamina.
That sounds like a one-off special that the Subway would do for Christmas.
Right, yeah.
Containing a special sauce. Shall we have a quick hello to some of the wonderful people that are in the chat? Joshua Page there, who wants a documentary, or like the Amazon documentary Arsenal doing, on why Gimli left ABW. I think that was you, Josh. A little bit pointless. Gimli got the went and never told us he was leaving, and that's the last we heard from him. Matt Roberts says hello. Joe, that's a new name, I think. Holy moly, the last 20 was squeaky bum time. For me, I think most of the game is squeaky bum time. Matt said he's listening to the game and it was awful. Get IPTV. I can sort you out for 80 quid a year. Well, I can't. I know somebody does. Illegal, don't do it. Change my mind. Formerly knows, is there a striker we can sign for free or sing for free? Diego Costa. I think that would work. Oh, here he comes. Avon is there as always. The 10 men of Arsenal stood up to the 14 men of Wolves in their ground. Correct. And Rudy Rastos says, yes, get in. Phil Macker has turned up on time at last. He said, it's great to have total faith in our defence again. Been a very long time. Grumpy Mr. Waffles, 3 points on to the next. Now, and some numbers. Now, that feels like a win. Carnage is there on Twitch. Hello, everybody on Twitch. How many people are on Twitch? 1. That's you, Carnage. Oh, I should be on there. Always forget to reload my bloody page. Absolute liability. Right, here we go. That's more like it. Hambo Gumble, watch it all. Phil Macker calling us ladies. How rude. Avon says, Opta tweeted that Arsenal win 36% of all their games they play when they go down to 10 men. Clayton Maddox, hello lads. Bag of dicks, hi all. Bulgar Drago is there. Fuck me, that was torture. Will T, hello. Stream Elements is stalking us again. Oh, is that Chimp? That is Chimp. Hello, Chimp. Meow Treacle, how you doing? Hope you're well. Used to do stuff with ABW. Sweet Carolina says Drago. Jota Ortiz sounds like an MMA fighter. Tito. He was a menace. Don't want to be underneath him. They had to change the striking laws in MMA because of him. You couldn't do the 12-6. They changed it because he used to smash people's faces off. Red Card FC at it again. Which team do you support, Jota? If you're a Spurs fan, that's perfectly fine. Clayton says, taking the pups on a walk to blow off the stress of the game. We'll try not to kick any cats. Probably the best. Tubliful, gentlemen, 4 reds in the last 6 games is just stupidity. We have to stop it now. Darren, hello, another new name I don't recognise. Well, I know the name Darren, but made hard work of that. That's what Arsenal do. Avon says 15 if you count VAR rather than just 14 people on that side. What a way to spend an evening. Love it. Hi, Danny. Hello, Chimp. Sai says, I blame the red on Xhaka. Fair enough. Can't go wrong with that. And Phil says, you ignored us on the Twitter in the preview, so I thought I'd YouTube it. Oh, were you watching the Twitter version? I don't even look at that. Have I done that one? I have done that one. Right, you wait there. Stan, what was your... Oh, here we go. Ortiz has joined in with Tito Ortiz would get less red cards in the Prem than Xhaka. Yes, exactly. Stan, initial thoughts of the game?
We don't do things by halves, do we? At Arsenal. You know what I mean? We don't. I mean, the emotional roller coaster that game was, you know, I mean, it was like a Clint Eastwood spaghetti western. There was the good, the bad, and the fucking ugly as well. It had everything, you know. But at the end of the day, I mean, there was a lot. There's a lot of good, there's a lot of bad, and there's a lot of ugly to talk about in this game. But the thing is, we left there with 3 points. You know, 3 very big points away from home at Wolves. So, you know, you've got to have a smile on your face.
Well, you do, because when you look at the fact that our closest competitors in and around us, Leicester lost 2-0. I mean, they're down halfway down the table now, but they were regularly a competitor for us. Leicester lost 2-0 to Liverpool. Spurs were winning, were 3-3, or they were 2-1 up. Yeah, they were brought on their 2 new Italian signings from Juventus at 2-1 up, and then got it to 3-3 and lost 3-2. Brilliant. Wolves, who are near us, obviously they lost tonight. Villa, they're near us, they drew. And who else is there? Man United are near us, and they drew 1-1. And West Ham barely got a win against Watford. So looking at the league table, we are now 1 point behind West Ham. West Ham are in 4th on 40 points. Arsenal in 5th on 39. We're now games in hand FC. And we've got 2 games in hand on West Ham and Chelsea. And I'm going to do the favour if we win them. But if we do win them games, sadly they're against Liverpool and Chelsea, so I'm not holding out much hope. But even if we get a couple of points against those 2, then did I say West Ham and Chelsea? It's Liverpool and Chelsea. We should get maybe a point out of those 2. It'll take us level with West Ham and closer to Chelsea. And all we want is top 4, 4th place. That would do us, wouldn't it? Do you think 4th place is still on?
I don't know. I mean, I really am taking this game by game, because the next game, who we got in the next game, Danny? Who got it in front of you?
I have I've only got 2 monitors with 17 different things on them. Our next game, it was meant to be Chelsea on Saturday, but that's postponed. We're at home to Brentford, and then that's on the 19th, which is going to be the 19th is a week Saturday. So again, now we've got 9 days without a game. And then the next game after that is the 24th. So we've got a game a week Saturday and then a game a Thursday again. And then that is going to be Wolves at home.
The only thing is that with that next game now, we're going to be going into that even weaker now because of the red card situation, which I'm sure we'll talk about. So you have to take it game by game. You know, I've always said that for me, the minimum requirement has to be Europa League qualification. But if we can hang in there and scratch out wins like we did today, then as you say, you know, 4 could be on.
It could do. That's the way computers go. My computer's telling me I need an update. So I'm typing in capital letters FUCKOFF, and it's ignoring me, Stan. That's Windows for you. It's probably listening to everything I say, and it will shut it all down. I think 4th still is back on. Willie T, another name I don't recognise. Always got a watch in there. I like watches. I've got 2 watches. Only 2, but they're both nice. Willie T, or Will T. Can I call you Big Willie T? Let me know later on if I can, because I like that. He says, not a great display, but a win is a win. That is the most important thing. There's another name I don't recognise. Rafik Grind. Wyatt and Nketiah, while Pepe would have been perfect. I think that's autocorrect. Wyatt and Nketiah, when we should have brought on Pepe, that would have been good. Did Nketiah come on?
Yeah, he did. He came on for Lacazette.
Oh, I heard them both take the captains off at the same time, but I was trying to sort out. I was making a list of all our red cards and who they were against. Formerly knows, I'll add that. If you've got a question, people, I will save it for later. I'll highlight it, and then that will come to later. Phil Macker, you sent loads of questions. What, on the Twitter one? I don't even look at the Twitter one. Darren says, the ugly was Lacaz's attempt at a finish. We're going to come to that later, Darren. Gee, that was awful. Matt Roberts, good win. Good. Won a game. Bad style of play. Ugly by the refereeing, which is always low-key. Low-key, I still forgot to look at your bloody emails. I'm an absolute nightmare. Matt Roberts says Brentford. That's right. Noza, Brentford on Saturday night. Might be a tough game. The game may have taken a bit out of the players. It's not this Saturday, is it? Is it this Saturday?
I'm not sure, to be honest. That in front of me.
No, it's 19th. We've got 9 days.
Chelsea was the one that was postponed, right? That was supposed to be this weekend.
Yeah, because they're in the final of some meaningless cup. Michael's there in Sweden. Hello, Michael. Lovely to see you there. Give me little wavy things. Very kind of you. Matt Roberts, if we get any more red cards, we'll have enough to forfeit games due to not enough players. Dimitri S. Hello, that's another new name. I'm absolutely fuming at the fact that Nketiah comes on and just jogs around. That is a very good point. Someone else made that a little bit early. Rudy says, Michael Oliver done everything to spoil the party. What a massive twat. Mr. Waffles, I was going to ask if you wanted to come on tonight, Mr. Waffles, but I thought, do we need your negativity? Then I thought a bit of negativity is sometimes good. So I should have asked him, shouldn't I? Bugger. Hit the like, you freeloaders. Yes, indeed. If people are new, you can swear and use any language you want, apart from sexist, racist, and all that other stuff you can't use. Like Terry Henry's just put fuck Ellis. But we've got to put our swear filter thingy bob on YouTube. We don't tell you what to do. You're all grown adults. Swear as much as you want, but then I have to go and manually approve them all. But we don't care what you do. We don't get banned for anything unless it's some of the above mentioned things. Stan, right? Let's get our noses into the food bag of what happened during the game. So you'll do your notes as and when I do my one. So if I've missed something, you jump in and let me know. 7th minute, actually, lineups. What do you think to the lineups? Are you quite happy with it, or are we at the point now with? Well, we ain't got much choice.
Well, I think it was exactly the lineup that I thought we were going to see, man for man. I thought Cedric would come in to replace Tomiyasu, so I wasn't really surprised.
How about this? Some of the players, and AEW, that's his first surname.
I saw somebody on the bench that I'd never heard of him before, or something, or I think his name was again. So, when we go into the next game now, as short as we are, obviously, Martinelli is going to be out. There'll probably be another name on the bench that we're not used to as well to fill out the numbers.
Big Willie T says, we are weakened, but I don't think the wingers made a major impact. I don't think that the currently Arteta's game, he is grafting points, not what I expect, but it's what we've got at the moment. Good point. Formerly Noza says, can't say fuck Ellis anymore. That's it. No, you can say it, Noza. Nick is there, and Nick will approve all swearing because he's a moderator. Because unlike most other channels, people, if you're new, the only people who moderate are us podcasters. There's 12 of us at ABW. 11 and a half if you include Chris, because he only turns up every now and then. And we don't tell you what to do. So if you are new, give it a thumbs up. Give it a subscribe if you can be bothered. If you can't, well, it doesn't really matter. And Willie says, not much choice. And Mike Oliver is turning into Mike Dean. It had to be all about him. Smug-looking prick. Can't stand the look of him. Right, so we've done the lineup, so I agree with you. As soon as Tomiyasu was out, I thought, yeah, that's what we're going to have. We've got not much else to do. Have you got anything before the 7th minute?
No, I didn't write anything down on my pad until the 15th minute. And what I wrote down in the 15th minute was, the Wolves manager reminds me of Robert Pires.
That's not something I'd noticed. I've got 7th minute, cross ball from the right-hand side, and Partey stopped it. Otherwise, they might have scored. Brilliant cross from their right-hand side, turned Tierney inside out, and then Partey got a leg to it. I'm thinking, good, that's the Partey we want. Jenny, I've got next is 25th minute. You got anything before that?
No, I've got the 25th minute as well.
Tell us what you got.
I just put Gabriel bundles over the line.
My notes: Gabriel goal. Ben White headers it across goal. Lacazette tries a shot, and it gets tangled up with their keeper. Lacazette lands on top of him, and in the kerfuffle, Gabriel manages to get part of his foot to it, and it goes in. Did you think that maybe it might be disallowed for foul on the goalkeeper?
Not when I saw it back. I mean, the goalkeeper was the one that caused his own incident. To be fair. I'm just glad that we've got players now that are looking for tap-ins and follow-ups and that they're alert in the box. So well done to Gabriel for getting that.
Yeah,
I think he's got as many goals now as Lacazette has.
I have got a list of goals this season in the Premier League. Gabriel has got... how do you spell his name? No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. No, it's got the name Gabriel. He's got 2 in the Premier League, but if you have all competitions, which is one I should have had it on, go to the number of goals in your own time, transfer market. He has got 3 goals in all competitions this season, reminding me a little bit of Gilberto Silva. When you look back at one season, he managed to get, I think, 10 goals for us.
Wow.
And if it had held, even Denilson once got 5 or 6 goals in a season. And so having an aerial threat of Gabriel and what do they call Ben White? Not the Seaside Mustafi, the other one.
Benny Blanco.
Benny Blanco. Yes, indeed. How many goals has Benny Blanco got this season? Or Rob Holding's got none. Well, Benny Blanco hasn't got any. But they're still a decent threat when it comes from corners, which is the important part, because the more people you got up there threatening to score, the more chance you have of scoring. There we go. Avon. Gabriel scored against Leicester. Very good. Loki says, well done we done a Wolves on Wolves. Fuck them. Good. Gilberto says, no, formerly Noza. You never told us what happened to the actual what you are now if you were formerly Noza. Or does that mean formally as in you will formally call me this, not formally as in the past? I'm waffling. Forget about it. Gilberto was penalty taker for a while. Might explain his 10 goals. Ah, yes. Could well be. Good answer. Right, my next one is 32nd minute, Partey booked. Was it fair? Have you got anything around there?
Yeah, I just put down that I noticed that Wolves were putting in far too many crosses for my liking, and even though we were defending quite well, I was worried that one of them was going to creep in. And luckily, they must have addressed that, because I didn't notice as many in the second half. But that period around 38 minutes around there, I thought was a bit dangerous for us.
We did quite a few times during the game. We were struggling to deal with all their attacking and the stuff they were putting together. And I thought, oh no, it's just going to be our bad luck that something's going to end up going wrong, and then they're going to score, and then we're going to lose the early impetus that we had, because quite early on we could see the breaks were going down. Martinelli turning people inside out, that was early on. Saka going down the right as always. Well, that's a story for every single game we play, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone put in the comments earlier that they didn't think that the wide players, didn't really sort of like do much. I have to disagree. I thought they were both fantastic today. I thought, you've said it before, Danny. I mean, Xhaka, when he gets down in that bar line, he can always get past his man. Most of the time, 8-9 times out of 10, he gets past his man and can put in a good ball. I thought they had very good games today in the wide areas.
True. John Cronin. Hello, John. Guys, I'd give Ramsdale man of the match. Personally, I'd give it that, because he saved me. That double save he did in the second half. Second half, he was man of the match for the second half by a country mile. And I thought Gabriel was a bit lucky not to get sent off. We'll come to that later, but yeah, I wouldn't have given it to Gabriel. Nick B says, George Graham Arsenal versus Mikel's Arsenal. Is that a question, or is that what it seems like tonight? You have to go in a little bit more detail. Gary says, hello, Danny and Stan and Chapman. I did ask Gary if he wanted to come on, but he's a busy man. Well, he didn't reply, because it's, I don't know whereabouts in the US of A he is.
Did you not get through to his agent, his booking agent? You've got to go for the booking agent for Gary now.
Schoolboy. Oh, there, come on, there is a... He says, he has replied, I have to go back to work, sorry. I asked about loads. I said, don't worry, I've got Stan. Stan's going to be more than quality enough, so don't worry if anybody can't make it. And good, because they all said, fuck off. Low key, we've had more red cards than goals this calendar year. Oh, we got a quote from Rudy. It's an official quote, hopefully. Arteta on the red card says, quote, I've never seen something like it. The rules can say it's possible, but you, the referee, have to be very, very willing to do that, end quote. What do you think about that? That's that could get a fine, couldn't it? Because you know what the FA are like. If you dare question the gods.
Yeah, I mean, am I the only one that sees the irony that Arsenal was spearheading a campaign called No More Red? I mean, how many is it? We've had 4 now in 6 games.
Did you hear?
It's almost like we've got the Reds on rotation. Like, who's next? It's your turn.
People think that we say stuff that's a little bit close to the knuckle. Alan Davis said on the Tuesday podcast, I'd rather get stabbed than us wear that no more knife crime shirts, because we were the shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Davis, you can't say that. Fucking hell. I'm sure it was him. He's the only one. I mean, after he said about the Liverpool fans, I thought he'd have learned his lesson. Supercalibilla Bong says hello. Hello, sir. How are you? Matt Roberts, Gary, how many did you have during the game? I've noticed that I've been doing quite a lot lately. But if you listen to the podcast,
he's talking about Gary. Gary has like a bit of a catchphrase, and it's basically, ugh.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh, of course it is. It's not an is it? It's an But if you listen to the audio version of this, I do actually go in post production and take out a lot of my It's better than leaving big audio gaps. Nick B says Wolves are the 1-0 masters, Danny, like our George Graham era. That's it, Nick. I agree. That's the point, isn't it? Wolves have done that. They've only conceded, up to tonight, they've conceded 8 league goals at home this season, which is second only to Man City and Liverpool, I think, who had 6.
Well, I looked at the last 5 fixtures between us and Wolves before the game, because I'm not very good with remembering scores. And in the last 5 fixtures, we'd only beaten them twice. No,
once in 6.
Yeah, we'd beaten them once.
Yeah,
and they had 2 draws
and 3 losses.
Yeah,
including one of them at the Emirates. So, yeah, very good. Got Kate is there. Hello, Kate. Sorry you're late. You do 10 Hellvengers and we'll forgive you. VJ, afternoon. VJ is always very chatty in the messages in the YouTube after the podcast is finished. You lot should go there and write stuff in there because I read every single one of them and I reply to most of them as well. And if it's something I like, I'll give it a little heart. And if it's really good, then I pin it as a really good message. And the more you do, the more YouTube are going to go, Gooners might like this. We're going to share it around. Matt Roberts, fair enough. Gary, Just Lee. How did Xhaka not get sent off? Well, that is an absolute miracle. The bloke's a fucking idiot. Right, Stan, I am up to 36th minute. Attempted murder of Erdegaard by Romain Saiss. If that had been the other way around, that would have probably been a red card for one of our players, wouldn't it?
More than likely. Were we already around this time? Did both of our midfielders now have yellow cards? It was around about this part of the game, wasn't it, that they were both sat on. Partey and Xhaka both had a yellow.
Partey got his on 33, Saiss 36, Xhaka 46 or 45 plus 1.
Yeah, just before half time. So for me, it was like really squeaky bum time when both of our central midfielders were sitting on a yellow.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? I just thought it was going to. But then again, I thought to myself, well, Xhaka doesn't usually do 2 yellows. He just does straight reds, doesn't he? So, there might be a chance.
Yeah, but it's just typical shitty refereeing from someone who obviously had it in for us. I mean, we'll talk about that. Unbelievable, something I've never seen in my life coming up later. 46th minute. Have you got anything before that?
No, not really.
Okay, 46th minute. Xhaka booked again for shirt pulling, and it wasn't just shirt pulling, was it? It was almost like when your mum would grab you by the ear and drag you around after you'd been eating all the chocolate in Tesco's, and then she had to pay for it. He was dragging that bloke, grabbing his shirt and stretched it massively. Is this bloke so effing stupid that he doesn't realise they can all see it? The entire crowd can see it. All the people on TV can see it. VAR has a dozen screens. They can all see it. The referee can see it. The linesman can see it. The 4th official can see it. Stop pulling their fucking shirts, you absolute fucking dickhead. Oh, it makes me so angry.
And I was thinking, and I wrote down in my pad, like, I hope Edu has Vince McMahon from the WWE's phone number on speed dial because there's a chance that he could still get into the WrestleManias in April. He could still get him in. I think Xhaka would do really well over there. I mean, he doesn't learn, does he? He's all over the guy like a cheap suit. I mean, I don't understand what it is with him. And I was just thinking, because it's Xhaka, and ringing in my ears was like 3 or 4 matches ago when the commentator just went, if in doubt, book Xhaka. I was thinking, please. And then there was the free kick, and I was thinking, is it going to lead to a goal? I was furious, to be honest with you. I mean, he gives me heart palpitations watching it. So I don't know what it must be like for the manager sat on the dugout. I mean, surely it's time to think about moving this guy on. There's a thin red line, isn't there? Martin Kieran was talking about it recently, saying that he would sometimes play on the line, but you've got to know, where that line is, and he just doesn't.
Because he doesn't listen. I'd like to get hold of him and go, I've said this in the last podcast, and go, here you go, Kate agrees with you. WWE is a great call.
Get him in there. He'd be brilliant.
Even if he's just the villain, he'd make a fantastic villain. I don't think he'd understand it. It'd be a little bit like when people are scared. Who was I listening? There was some. I think it was Ken Shamrock when he was doing WWF. He was saying in an interview, and him and Steve Blackman, who was a karate bloke, people said they were scared to wrestle them because they thought they were really going to hurt them. And it's, I think if Xhaka went into WWF, which I still call it, fuck the pandas, that he would actually don't kick a panda. You don't want to get yourself cancelled, unless it's mating season. Help him get a move on. It is. He wouldn't get it, and he might damage someone. It's just unbelievable how after all this time and all these sendings off, even this season, he's still fucking doing it. You absolute tool.
We've got 16 games left now, and I've kind of like got a little chart in my head to see if he's going to make it through, because he'll make it through fitness-wise because he goes on forever. But is he going to be able to stay on the pitch for the next 16 games? It's like my heart can't take it. Seriously.
I'd actually like to interview him and go, what do you think you're doing? Do you honestly, it's either the red mist of war that blocks his mind, like when you have post-COVID, you have the brain fog, like Sexy Frank's got a bit of brain fog at the moment. Fog, not frog, maybe a brain fog. I don't know. That's probably what Xhaka's got. And then you don't think straight. But he cannot be that stupid where he thinks he's going to get away with this shit, because you're not going to get away with it anyway.
I think the problem, you know what I think the problem is with him? It's similar to Mustafi. When Mustafi used to come in for tackles, he always used to come sliding in on his arse with his feet in front of him. He couldn't tackle standing up. And Xhaka seems to be the same. Like he knows he's not mobile. He can't tackle, but he's just basically like, he's like the wizard, isn't it, in Lord of the Rings? You shall not pass, no matter what. So he's all Mr. Grabby all of the time, and that's a good wrestling name, actually. Mr. Grabby. That could be his wrestling name.
It's in the lap of the gods, whether he's going to get sent off all court. It's like a kid new to shoplifting. He's got no idea that everyone's fucking watching him. Anyway, you got another quote here from Rudy. Cheers, Rudy, as always. Lacazette on the win. Quote, it means a lot for us because we really wanted to win this game. We were a bit disappointed after Burnley. And continuing the quote, we used the break to work a lot. We went on a training camp all together to work, and I think we showed a lot of positive things tonight. You were shit. I mean, he tried his hardest, but I think he is rusty as hell. Once he gets a goal, he might be all right. He's
like a watch that's always 5 minutes slow.
He's only 31 though, Stan. I was at the peak of my everything at 31. He looks like he's given up, poor bloke.
Yeah.
From Size says, as much as there is an agenda against Xhaka, he doesn't help himself at all. I think he needs to have that tattooed on something and he needs to hit himself in the head with it every game. Not at the South African World Cup, we had those big things, those where you slap together, and Americans have them, those inflatable things you slap together. We need to have that with Xhaka fucking stop it written on it and just everyone hits him with it. All of our players are allowed to go around carrying them. Nick B says, Stone Cold Granit. Matt Roberts, I've seen a Tranmere player use a WWE body slam and get sent off a few years back. True. Love. Oh, bloody hell, there's loads of messages here. Corey's there. Hello, Corey. I've moved the camera. You might have noticed because I keep looking over there and it's not bloody there. I should get 2 cameras. That's what I should do. I'll have one and I can just do that the entire time. Now that would send everyone crazy. Nick says they went on a training camp and played 11 versus 8 to try and set themselves up for it later. Phil Macker's got a quote for us. Lacazette later went on to say, quote, the ref was a CUNT, end quote. Really, Phil? Okay. Well, Phil was never known to make shit up, so there we go. Just before the end of the first half, Stan, Cedric almost got booked to just fucking behave, you twats. That's what I've put down there. Cedric, was he asking to get sent off? I mean, especially after Xhaka had just been booked. They were at it the entire game. Players with no pace, grabbing hold of their pacey players and chucking them all over the place.
Yeah, the last few minutes of the first half, I didn't really see much of it because I was just too busy. It was just me and the cat. The missus has gone skiing, so I was able to curse in the front room and walk around with my hands on my hips and do all of that sort of stuff without looking like an idiot in front of the missus. So I didn't really see the end of the first half because I was in another place.
Good. Right, have you got any more notes from the first half before we get on to what was the most interesting half?
Nope.
Okie dokie. Right, let's go and have a half-time chit-chat with some of the people that got the stuff here. Here's a name. Nitsuj Nubi. If I've put your name phonetically. Do you reckon that's it? Nitsuj.
Yeah.
Oh. I would have put money on Xhaka and Partey. Seeing red after half-time, I would have been super wrong. Very true. Kate. God, don't start with more animals. I had over 20 people unfollow me because I said cats were vermin. I've got 4 of the fuckers. I love my cat. Where are they? Betty?
There's one up there.
Yeah, Stan's got one. I've got 4. I had 12 at one point. The only reason I haven't got 7 now is because 3 of them died. 1 fucking fox and 2 cars. I'd kill a car. Justly, Xhaka was trying to get a place in the LA Rams roster.
Yeah. He'd be really good at sacking quarterbacks.
Well, there you go. We've managed to get a Colorado Rapids player from one of his franchises over here. Maybe Xhaka can bugger off to NFL. I mean, I do like Xhaka, but he's just like a dog that keeps shitting on the carpet. It's never going to change. What else have we got? Oh, Gary has put, funny, Ruben Neves, quote, we saw the way they celebrated the win, and that shows the level we are. I didn't see Arsenal celebrating like this in the past 10 years. It was like they won the league. That's a quote from the BBC of Ruben Neves. You can fuck off, son. Nick B, they went on a training camp. Oh, we already put that one because I already highlighted that. What's all this then? Yes, Mr. Waffles. We've already said hello. How are you? And Phil said he'd never lie to me. Oh, I don't believe that. Another red card, really concerning. Yeah. Oh, here we go. There's a name for me. Mikhail Wilgolewski. God, I'm usually good with Polish names. Thunder says, put the thumbs up or we will take the piss out of your hair. Formerly Noza. I've got a question. I will add that to the question pile. Cheers, Noza. Nick B, thank fuck we have another 9 days. Wait till we have another heart stop. I take it, Nick, you've approved that because good. We do like swearing. Rather we didn't use the C word, but apart from that, do what you want. Daniel Kupka. Hello, Daniel. It's been a while. What's the most red cards for a season? Are we in a run for another record? I've got some stats on that coming up later, so stay listening. Mr. Waffles, Neves, shots fired. He can kiss my ass. Avon, Ruben isn't coming in the summer. He can get fucked. Ryan from the Mr. Arsenal podcast. Go to YouTube, type in Mr. Arsenal podcast and give him a follow. It's a very good podcast. Does the greatest quiz. He says, evening, everybody. And here we go. This is Daniel. Now, Dennis, I think he's told us where he was from before. Could he be one of my Norwegian brothers? Can anyone tell me Arsenal? Could be. Dennis Van Kildy Larsen. I'm going Danish, not Norwegian. Let us know. Can anyone tell me Arsenal's playing style under Arteta? It's stressful to watch. Yeah, stressful. And finally, before we move to the second half, J-Rob. How are you doing, old bean? Nice to see you in the chat. People, if you are new, do give it a thumbs up and a subscribe if you want. We managed to get 90 subscribers after the 8-hour transfer deadline day. Absolute disaster. In fact, I haven't even got a background on this. Look at that. ABW deadline day special. What a waste of fucking time that was. Get lost. There you go. There's our usual background. Denmark. Dennis is from Denmark. Lovely. There you go. Right, Stan, second half. Let's start. First note I've got is the 60th minute about Gabriel getting done for time wasting. I take it you might have something before that.
Not really, but up until around that point and up until, because it wasn't long after that Martinelli saw red. I was in the kitchen making a sandwich and watching from a distance.
Oh, what did you have?
Just a ham and bacon sandwich.
Ham at double pig?
Yeah. Yeah.
Saucy.
I told you, the missus is away, right? She's skiing. I can do what I want. So.
Woo! I had my mum come over. So she was here from 3:30 until about 9 o'clock, which is nice. I haven't seen her in a week. And she went to the shops and she got, what were they called? Some kind of bun thing. And I had Marmite and cheese.
Ooh.
And I had a double Tassimo coffee. And that's the first proper coffee I've had all year. And I'm buzzing my tits off.
So while I was in the kitchen making it, I was kind of watching at a distance. And I was just thinking to myself that how much I was really enjoying what we were doing in the game. And I was like thinking to myself, you know what? This is one of the best games I've seen Arsenal play. Not stylistically, but in the way that there's been so many times that I've seen other teams come to our place and they won't let us play. And we don't try and do anything about it. We still try and carry on playing, Wenger ball or whatever it may be at the time. And they totally just get in our face and they're dogged about it, and it just disrupts everything. And I saw that we were doing that today. I mean, when does the keeper get booked for for time wasting in the 60th minute?
When he plays for Arsenal.
You know what I mean? And some of the shithousery that Gabriel was coming up with as well. And I was thinking, don't get yourself booked, right? Keep on that line. Keep on that line. And I thought it was fantastic. And just as I was thinking that, Martinelli got sent off. And I was like, oh, you bastard. You've just you've just undone. I was really enjoying it. I was thinking, I can't wait to talk about this on the pod. It's one of the best I've seen us play, in the fact that we were giving it to them so much so that the support were coming out with the same old Arsenal always cheating. I was like, yeah, go on, have it. And then Martinelli got sent off, and I started banging my head against the wall.
Fuckers. I was saying about transfer deadline day, we had 90 new subscribers. That is more than we've had in the last year. We managed to get to 7,000 quite quickly, and then we've been at 7,000 for about 18 months. So very sad. Oh, Andy's there. It's got Sir Danny. The effort you put into this is staggering. Well, you lot turning up every day, every show is lovely. Thank you very much. Anytime, Ryan. Rob Slussar. I don't think I'm saying that right. I think Neves needs to get some salt to go on his wounds to rub it in. Here we go. Gary, first half, crap, goal, crap. Second half, crap. Quite good. I've got another quote here from Rudy. Cheers. Arteta on the red card. Quote, it's the first time I've seen a red card like this in 18 years that I've been in this league. I think you have to be pretty willing to give a red card in that situation. End quote. Ooh. He's hope he dropped the mic and walked off after that. That's quite a statement. You're not going to make too many of them against the PGMOL, because they will send a hitman after you. But he'll have Xhaka to protect him. We'll be fine. Sai says, lol, did Neves watch us for the last 3 years? We will celebrate anything and everything. Dave Cox, Vegemite and cheese. Dave, are you from the Australia? If so, can I come and live with you? Because I hate the cold. Phil Macker, you want ham, banana and tomato sarnie in a granary bap. Can someone fill out for that, please?
Fed in a granny bap.
Well, I wouldn't put it past Phil. He's a fucking animal. Oh, here we go. We've got the usual spam bloody thing. Go on, off you go, you cheeky monkey. Nick B, we play and we play on the precipice of aggression. Great to see, hard to watch. Another quote from Rudy. Arteta on the resilience after the red card. Quote, I keep telling you guys how close they are, how much they like to play together, the unity and toughness around that dressing room, and how willing they are to defend that shirt every single match. End quote. Lovely. Yeah, good to hear, good to see. Right, Stan, back to the notes. 64th minute, Gabby should have been booked and then goes down claiming injury. Have they learned nothing? Should he have got a second yellow, or are you surprised that he didn't?
I thought it was lucky that I was worried that Gabriel was kind of like pushing it just a little bit too much, but he got away with it. And as I said, I was a little bit. I'm loving this little bit of shithousery. I've never seen Arsenal like give it back in such a long time. So I every time something happened, I was like, oh, but then we get away with it. I'd be like,
Exactly. Right. My next note is 67th minute, ESR on for Odegaard. Have you got anything else before the 67th?
Just before that happened, I was kind of thinking like it's about time now. Give me some of that ESR magic. We're getting into that area. He's done well coming off the bench from us, and we were trailing. We still hadn't made it comfortable, and it was still wide open.
Yeah, then he comes on in the 67th. Then the talking point, everybody bookmark this point. This is the bit we all want to hear. 68th minute. Martinelli is down the right-hand side, probably in our left wing position. And he's got the ball, and there's two Wolves players around him. Bit of argy-bargy. Kind of looks that maybe Martinelli has been fouled. They don't give him the foul. It gives Wolves a throw-in. The Wolves player gets the ball, and I think Martinelli then one of the other Wolves player starts to make a run down the Wolves right, our left, and Martinelli goes, "Oh shit, he's going to take a quick throw in." So he just kind of stops the bloke, puts his hand on his shoulder, and then runs after the other bloke, runs 3/4 of the way down the pitch. And then the speed at which Martinelli caught him up, he should have just kept going and stood in front of him. But being the inexperienced young man that he is, because he's only 20 or 21 years old, he then catches the player up and gives him a shove. And then you think, well, that's a yellow card. And then the referee stops it, holds up the yellow card, points down to the other end of the pitch where the throw-in took, when that's one yellow card, points here, goes, that's another yellow card, gets out the red and goes, go on, son, off you fuck. Have you ever seen anything like that in your life, Stan?
See, to me, right, obviously, when I was looking at it, it did seem that when the player went to take the throw in, I thought it was a bit silly the way that Martinelli kind of, to me, it looked like he raised his arm up quite high and was trying to like impede him from throwing the ball, maybe hoping the ball was going to bounce off him. I don't know what he was hoping to do there. That's where he kind of went wrong. And then, like you say, he went herring after the other guy, man, like a gazelle. And like caught up with him and just put in a silly tackle. Did he not throw the ball away as well? Did he pick up the ball and throw it?
I thought maybe that's what had happened, but I didn't see that in the replay. I just thought it was just for... Well, first of all, I thought, well, he's got a yellow for the shoulder barge when he caught the bloke. And then he got a second yellow. I thought, well, he did probably kick the ball away or something. And then I saw the replay and the ref pointed down the other end. So it may have been all three things. I don't know if anybody else saw that. Yeah,
it looked to me that when he was speaking to him, that I thought, has he said something that the ref didn't like because they were talking, and then the ref pulled out the card. And I thought he ain't told him to go do one in Brazilian and Portuguese or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Nick B says they said a yellow for dissent. I've got a quote here from Rudy Arteta on Martinelli. Quote, I think the level that he's playing at, the way he's been every game, the way he's been evolving, it's a real shame because he's going to miss the game now because we need him and because we are really, really short. That's because you've sold everyone. Nice one here from Nick B. Never seen that in FIFA. It's not right then. And it was a shoulder barge. Used to be fair challenge back in the day. Well, it's still a fair challenge depending on what team you are playing for. Davison says, Lacazette can't score goals, plays too deep, works hard, but falls over, can't score always, misses. We need to try Martinelli up front, but now he's banned. God, there's so many things, I can't read them all out. Right, let's get rid of that. Yeah, have you ever seen, I've been through that, you haven't seen it, a few stats I've got about it. That's our fourth red card of 2022. We've only played 6 games. That's some fucking going. It's the 101st Premier League red card for Arsenal. We are way clear at the top now by about, I think we're about 5 or 6 clear of, is it West Ham?
Did we get a cup for that? Did we get a trophy for that?
Yeah, lovely. Oh, we'll get a gold one because we're unmatched this season. The most ever in our... the most ever. Oh, that is the most ever. It's our 5th this season and 4 in 6 games this season. And so the first one, Xhaka, August the 21st, Xhaka red, straight red v Man City, 35th minute, and that left us abandoned. January the 1st, Gabriel was sent off with Man City after the 59th minute, second yellow. January the 13th, Xhaka sent off against Liverpool, first leg, 24th minute, straight red. January the 20th, Partey sent off for Liverpool in the second leg, 90th minute, second yellow. And then today, 68th minute, second yellow. So, I'm talking too much. There you go. Avon's put something. We've read that one. Cheers. Arteta subs. Yeah, there. Gary says, Arteta subs. Crap. See the meme. Yeah, it does worry me that sometimes... I don't think he makes these substitutions early enough, or when he does, it's. Saying that, I did like the fact that he brought on Big Bob Holding to shore up the back five when we were getting bombarded with crosses and everything. I thought that was a very good one. You?
Yeah, and he got in there straight away as well, didn't he? With a couple of blocks, virtually just after he came on. But I was like, everything happened really quick after that because while I was looking at sort of like the replays of the Martinelli thing, but also like cursing to high heaven. of you've undone everything. Everything's been undone. You know, bloody hell. And then I look and I see Lacazette herring up towards the goal, you know, with a peach of an opportunity. And he just totally fluffed his lines again, you know. And it was just so quick after the Martinelli thing. That period, I thought my heart was going to give out at that point. Mrs. comes back from skiing and finds me in a crumpled heap on the floor. Cat sat there trying to like lick my face to wake me up.
And all she can get out of you is Xhaka. Showtime says we're grinding out games. Tried it against City and Liverpool, and it worked tonight. In fairness, that's what we used to do when Arteta first took over. It might be his style. Oh, Steph is there. How do, Steph? Right, so 67th minute, ESR on for Odegaard. 68th minute, Martinelli double booking. 69th minute, Arsenal go full hashtag trust the process. Wolves score, but then ruled offside. We are falling apart as always. He was quite clearly offside, wasn't he?
Yeah, that would happen really quick as well. And I was like, what? Because I was all over the place at that point. So I was glad to see that we actually had a decision in our favour and that cancelled that one off.
Have I missed any of the moments that you've said that you've missed that I've done? Some combination of those words?
Yeah, I didn't really write anything down after that point. I was too busy sort of like cursing and gasping and jumping behind the sofa and then looking around to see if we're doing anything. Yeah.
I'm just doing a tweet to say we're live on Twitter, which is a good thing. We get plenty of people watching, apparently. How many have we got watching on there at the moment? Let's have a look. We have got 2.
But as hard as Lacazette works, and he does work hard, he's just I say, he's always like 5 minutes behind everything. I mean, there was one move I remember with when Martinelli broke with the ball, and I think he thought he had somebody on the outside of him, and you could see Lacazette was trying to get there, but his little legs wouldn't carry him up the pitch. And the finishing, the opportunities that he does get, he always seems to make a mess of it. So we really need to. And then you take him off, and you're going to replace him with Eddie and Nketiah. You know, if you're the opposition, I suppose you're not going to feel any threat there at all.
Yeah, you're not exactly going to be. You just go. Well, he's wandering around aimlessly, like he doesn't. He's just waiting for a big money move where he's going to go and do the same thing somewhere else. I was going to go and look at something. What was it? Oh, maybe it's my notes. So
is that going to take us though to the end of the season? That's what I worry about. 16 games to go. You know, I'm not sure if I can take another 16 games like today.
No, I don't either. So Wolves score offside. 70th minute. Decent bit of tactics from Arteta. Holding on for Saka. 5 at the back. Very good move by Arteta. We agree on that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Jolly good. 71st minute. This is the one of the moments of the game. Lacazette clear through, running at goal, slightly to the left side of the goal, left side of the box, comes running in. And tell people what happened, Stan, because it was. I thought it was going to happen.
He just hoofed it again. It just, every time you see our forwards with a, you don't sort of like sit forward on your chair now, like thinking, oh, we're going to score. You sort of sit there thinking, oh, and then they miss and they go, yeah. Do you know what I mean? We need someone that's going to fill us all with confidence. And if we're not filled with the confidence in that position, it's probably not the teammates as well are probably trying to bypass that player a lot of the time as well. So they're not even getting the opportunities that they should get because the teammates aren't confident that they're going to tuck them away.
Well, got another quote here from Arteta. This is interesting. People at home and on the toilet and in the bath and driving the tractor. Arteta says he wants to talk with the PGMOL. Quote, we need explanations with things that happened with VAR, and I need an explanation about what happened today. It is the first time I've seen a red card like this in 18 years. You have to be pretty willing to give the red card in that situations. Mr. Waffles says, without Martinelli, do we score today? We're going to miss him. Yeah, because he was... I'm not sure who gave it to Ben White, but looking at that, it might have been Martinelli that crossed it in.
What is the problem then what is the problem here then with the red card here for Martinelli? Is it the way that he wasn't booked immediately and the play wasn't stopped to book him for that first, if they're saying that was a foul on the throw-in? But sometimes, referees do let the play go on if they think that the other team's going to be a little bit favoured. And I've seen referees call back before and then give a card. So is that what the problem is?
I just think it's the fact that he's got 2 yellow cards in such short distance. Because if he'd have given him a yellow card for the first event, he probably wouldn't have done the second. But right. I think it's maybe on Match of the Day tonight or Match of the Day 2, whichever one it is. I'm going to give it a watch and then see what if there is any explanation or they go into any more detail with it. But if it looks like it could have been 3 yellow cards. If it could have been the initial shove and then the second, the barge, and then a bit of dissent afterwards. So it's just, I think it's more strange than they've done something wrong, but it is a little bit weird.
See, these are situations where I would like referees at the end of games to be interviewed and to be asked about certain highlights that happened into the game so you can understand what their thinking is. I don't see that there's any problem in a referee coming out and saying, yeah, this is why the player got those 2 cards because of A, B, and C. At least we could get an understanding of what it is that they're thinking. But the whistle goes at the end of 90 minutes and they just scurry off down the tunnel and that's the end of it. And if a manager comes out and says that he wants answers and that he's not happy, there's also then the threat that he's going to get done by the FA for speaking out. It's very draconian.
Troy Wright says the second yellow shouldn't have been given for that type of foul. It's in the rules under advantage. We've got a quote here from Rudy again. Arteta on the ref calls as versus Arsenal. If you ask me, I'm happy with the decision we've had this season. I'm not at all. So he's not happy with the decisions, but that's a conversation I will have privately with the officials. We need explanations with what happened to VAR. I need explanation with what happened today. Yeah, he's not letting it go, is he? He could get himself in a bit of trouble here.
I like it that he's standing up for the club, though.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh, no Match of the Day tonight. Oh well, there you go. Right, moving on a little bit. Lacazette. I've only got a couple more notes. Have you got anything before the 73rd minute? Magnificent double save from Ramsdale.
I think the last thing I wrote was just like, please hold on. Please try and hold on.
Well, it worked because they did hold on. Yeah. So I've got that magnificent double save from Ramsdale. People who didn't see it, I think the ball came in and he tipped it over. And then the player I think he went to one of their players and then he had, I'm not sure if it was then or a little bit later on, someone had a really good volley at it and he managed to tip it over. I think that might have been just about a minute or 2 later. Another good save from a very powerful and accurate shot that he tipped over the bar. But that was 3 really good saves and punches away or blocks in the space of a minute and a half, which is why he's there, which is why he's such a great goalkeeper.
I think the break in Dubai must have done him some good because he did look a little bit shaky just before we broke for that period of time when they went off to Dubai. So it must have done him some good because he looked like he was back on it today.
Yeah, he did. He looked. We had a busy schedule over Christmas, and he was called on a lot. My last note is just saying, from the 71st minute to the 76th minute, Wolves had 78% possession. That's how much, and they were just constantly defending. So good job we went 5 at the back, and a couple of times they went close. And if I go and have a look at which window have I got this in, number of shots, they had 14 shots, we had 12. They had 4 on target, we only had 2. They had 6 off target, we only had 2. We had 4 shots blocked, and we blocked 8 shots.
Wow.
Bloody hell. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 of their players had a shot blocked. That can't be right. Hold on, clicking on the wrong button. There you go. 8 of 8 shots was blocked. That still doesn't make any sense. How is that only showing that? That's 4. And that's... Oh, here we go. That means they blocked 8 of our shots. Partey had 3 shots, or blocked 3 of them. White blocked 1, Gabriel blocked 1, and Lacazette blocked 2, and Saka blocked 1. I'm not going to read that stat anymore. I don't like it. Possession, 58-42 to them. Pass success rate, this is an interesting one, 83-76 to them. That's surprising. Tackles, we out-tackled someone, 16-12 to us. And dispossessions, getting the ball off of them, and we had 8. Does that mean that we blocked them? Or they blocked us? No, I should think we blocked them 8 times. So Partey had a really good game, which is nice to see. The Xhaka Partey combo in central midfield, did you think it was working?
Well, I'm always worried because we've not really had an opportunity. I don't think we've seen the best of Thomas Partey yet. The best game he's had for us was the last one before the break, I felt, and then before he went off to the AFCON. But he looked good today. He was. I saw a couple of saw him in our penalty box, getting in there and getting the ball and coming out with the ball and passing it. Xhaka, right? It's just, that's and we're just stuck with the both of them, right? So hopefully Partey gets better and we keep Xhaka on the pitch to the end of the season.
That is the most important thing, because as much, even little things that Arteta doesn't do, like I'd love to have seen Lokonga come in at some point. If we wouldn't have got Gabriel sent off, I would have liked to have seen Lokonga come in and play in a midfield three. Just replace one of those two. But I suppose when it's 1-0 and you're down to 10 men and you're away, you can't really do stuff like that. But we saw last time Lokonga was left out for ages. He came in and started the game and he was rusty as hell. I don't think Arteta keeps enough players, gives them enough sub-game time. It's like Pepe. Pepe had a really decent AFCON. His team did quite well. He scored a couple of goals. I think he got an assist or two. And he's come back and he's not played him. He's not even giving him a couple of minutes. Where, I mean, we've already talked about Mikel preferring Nketiah. I mean, Pepe in a game like that would have taken so much pressure off of our defence by just getting the ball and running at everyone.
I just think that with a player like Nicolas Pepe, if the manager's not confident in playing him in his natural position, I just don't see him putting him up front.
Someone said here, BX says, ref was correct. It was foul play by Martinelli. Player lost control.
Yeah, I've been trying to. I have to agree with that. As much as I like Martinelli, he is young, and he's going to do a couple of these things. All you can hope is that this is something that he learns from, and surely now he's going to look back and regret thinking, I would have been a nailed-on starter for the next game.
Well, luckily, next game is at home v Brentford, and then he'll be back for the Wolves game. So he doesn't get sent off again, because that would be a little bit silly. So we've got a quote here. Have we read this one before? Mikel said, the character, how we dig in, the spirit, and how we defend so many difficult situations for such a long time. I'm really proud of the boys. When I talk about unity, the togetherness we have within this group, this is when it has come and showed it on the pitch. Very good. Ruben Neves, Ravinda has a quote here. I didn't see Arsenal celebrating. Oh, we already had that one. Cheers, Ravinda. Just saying it was like they had won the league. Twat. Good. Right. We have only got 3 questions, people. We've been going 57 minutes. There's still 91 of you watching. If you are new, give us a subscribe. If you want, you don't have to. If you did, it was nice. If you do, I'll send you a puppy in the post. I probably won't, because that'd be illegal. And if you're on Twitch, give us a follow on Twitch. I think all these things should come together and give it a follow or a subscribe or whatever it is, because it was all too confusing. So if you've got a question, start it with a Q and I'll add it to our list. And at the moment, we've got 3. Stan, first question from formerly Noza. Ding dong. What does Pepe need to do to play? At this point, Arteta must know Eddie is, in capital letters, useless.
You've got one player there that doesn't want to be at the club and is not signing contracts and is going to put his own destiny in his hands by walking out on a free. Right. And you've got another one that can probably help us. Am I totally convinced by Pepe? No, but surely in the situation where we are now, I think between now and the end of the season, you will see him. Maybe today we've gone down to 10 men. It kind of made Mikel alter his plans, but just because of the low numbers that we've got, at some point Saka's going to have to be rotated off. At some point he's going to have to come off in the game where we're maybe doing well to give him a bit of a rest. And you'd think that Pepe has to be the one to come in to take that place. So I think it will be strange if we don't see him before the end of this campaign.
Indeed. That's Matt Sanassi there in Australia. I think it was you, Matt. Remember that wonderful intro we had from a couple of seasons ago where we had me and Jace talking and all the tappy and all that. I think that was Matt.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's someone in Australia, and we've got a couple in Australia, but we've known Matt for years. Matt, was it you? Okay, I'll add that one to the list as well. Phil says Pepe needs to... No, he doesn't. And I don't encourage him, Si, for fuck's sake. Go to the next question. Get rid of that one. Phil Macker. Oh, here we go. Is it going to be a good one? Okay, yes. Phil says, with tight defence, time wasting, long throws, is Arteta trying to turn us into the new Bolton?
I think that sometimes there's a time and a place for that style of play. And today at Wolves was the time and the place for it, I think. I don't think that we're going to turn into Bolton. That's going to be like our MO going into every game. I can't see that happening. But there's time and a place for it. And I'm glad that we've managed to tap into that.
Good. I agree with you. It was Matt. And Matt, if you can send me the email me that music without the quotes in it, I'd love that. I'd use it again because it was wonderful. But we can't have Jace on there going tappy because Jace, don't tell anyone, it's the FBI. He had a hit put out on me and I nearly died. Don't anger the Jace. Jesus Christ, that's a bad thing to do. So if you can email me a Bergkamp Wonderland, was it a Bergkamp Wonderland gmail.com. There you go. If anybody wants to send us anything, you can. I mean, I never read emails. I'm the only. I mean, you would think, I run and do everything here. I do all the technology stuff and all the tweeting and the Instagram and everything and the website and the editing and the uploading, and I never check emails. I don't check my own ones. Maybe once a month I'll check my own ones. I just don't do emails. But that's a thing that people do regularly. That was completely irrelevant. But I thought I'd share it with you. Oh, here we go. That's Just Lee. He said Justin Lee. But isn't, is it? Right, Phil's question can bugger off. Formerly Noza, what was the conversation? What was the conversation between Arteta and Lacazette when the latter was subbed? Didn't look overly happy, did he? Even after the game, Lacazette was being held back by one of the pit crew when I think he wanted to go confront everyone. Yeah, he was definitely.
Really? I didn't see that. Was it a case of leave it, Alex? He's not worth it. Lacazette swinging punches while someone's trying to hold him back.
He had his keys in his hand, going in windmilling. I'll have the fucking lot of you. Yeah. So what's the? No. Did anybody else see any of that? Because I'm not sure what I was busy doing stuff because in the background I always do all of the thumbnails, and Arsenal decided to play in blue, so I had to go and change the bloody kits. And my mother was here, so I was busy talking to her because I didn't want to ignore her because she's getting old. And yes, my baby Jesus is going to come and take her away one day. Matt says,
I think this next game that we play against Wolves, which is coming up quite soon, could be quite a game. Sounds like they're quite vexed over at Wolverhampton Wanderers at the moment.
We're going to beat them again, and we're going to celebrate like we won the World Cup. Matt says, I'll have a look again, but I couldn't find the file. Oh, that is a shame. That's a wonderful bit of work he did. Even now, it makes me smile. Stefan, Pepe can go in the summer. I'm thinking we will. Mr. Waffles agrees with me. Detests emails. I use Thunderbolt, Thunderblade, Thunderbird, something Thunder.
Thunder Road. He's in the chat box.
It is. Here we go. I'm going to highlight it, but not launch it. Thunderbird, and you use your POP3, and so all your emails from Gmail all come through to one thing. That's so you don't have to log in. And Mr. Waffles says Pepe should go in the summer to save his career. Phil says I did. Yeah, he was pumped up. BX, if I was Pepe, I'd hand in a request and come the season's end. And Michael says it looked like they talked about tactics and Lacaz's movements.
Or lack of.
I was going to say in brackets lack of. Here we go. Ravinder Chahal says rating for Cedric. Well, I'll tell you what his actual rating was. If I go to the game, his actual rating was a 7. Quickly go through. This is the Opta ratings on WhoScored.com. Ramsdale 7.4, Suarez 7, White, Benny Blanco 7.4, Gabriel 8, Tierney 6.7. He was very quiet tonight. Xhaka 6.8, Partey 7, Martinelli 4.8, Erdegood 6.9, Saka 6.8, Lacazette 7.2, And the subs, because I'd already moved across, Holding a 6.9, and Nketiah a 6, and Smith Rowe 6.1. So do you agree with Suarez only getting a 7? Didn't really do much wrong apart from nearly getting sent off.
Suarez.
Yeah, Cedric.
Oh, Cedric. Sorry. I know. I keep forgetting.
You thought we'd sign Bitey Suarez.
I thought, yeah. I thought Dennis had come back. I didn't even know about it. No, I remember seeing a couple of times that Cedric was working his position quite well, getting the ball out and moving it out of danger. I think when you asked me what I would have given him, I was going to say a 6, but 7 seems fair.
I've got your question now, Matt. I've added it to the list. Cheers for reminding me. Okay, good one from there. Are you in a hurry to go?
Me? No.
Yeah. Oh, when time's the missus back?
She won't be back till early evening. I'm not staying till early evening though, but she'll be back. She'll be back in a few hours. So when I'm finished here, I'm getting on the Xbox afternoon.
Do we follow each other on Xbox?
Yes, but I never see you on there.
It is actually, I've made room underneath my computer table because I'm my big telly on the wall. I've got my amp and my Skybox and my Xbox and all that lot there. I'm getting rid of it all. I might even take the telly off the wall and get rid of it. Never use it. Then my Xbox will go above my PC, and then I'm going to have it running off one of the monitors. So, yeah, I am on Xbox, but I only really play Forza. Do you play Forza?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to play, Forza Horizon.
Oh, you cheeky monkey, you. I should have got my mum to come and fucking move the HDMI cable. Fuck's sake, and I'd come and join you. Right, let's go and answer some more questions because we're not in a hurry, isn't it? Slow. I forget it's only nearly 3 in the afternoon there, isn't it? I think I'm a bit trumpy.
Yep, 3 o'clock.
Oh, lovely. Just Lee. I didn't. Yes, I don't highlight your questions. I add them to a list. Just Lee says, question: who is available as a striker in the summer that we can buy? By TH. I'm going to take that. Who's going to?
Here's the thing with that: it's not who's going to be available. It's who are we going to be able to entice, especially if we don't have any European competition.
We will, of course, we will. Do you think the player we'd get for Europa League would be a go for a different player if we get Champions League, or do you think it is exactly the same kind of players we're going for, no matter what we're in?
Well, someone asked a question. I saw a question about whether we could get Haaland, right? Whether we could attract someone like Haaland. It doesn't matter.
I've just had a moment thinking about that.
I don't think it matters whether we can activate his buyout clause and give him a comfortable salary. Somebody like Haaland is on an upward trajectory, and I don't see that anything other than Champions League football would satisfy him. So I really do think that, we're hearing about we've got 180, 200 million in the kitty. It doesn't matter how much money you've got. If we're not in Europe, see, players only come. When is the last time you hear a player say, yeah, I know you're not in Europe, but, you sign me and I'll be the one to fire you in there. I'll be the hero. They never say that. They all say, well, you're not in the Champions League. Well, I don't know. You know what I mean? Players leave if you don't get in the Champions League rather than try and get you back in there. So I worry about not getting into Europe.
True indeed. Is there anybody I know? No. I'm just seeing if anybody I know is on Twitch. I could raid them after. Right, so we've got more questions from Just Lee, but we're going to go and do Matt's next. Matt says, "What would you do if we get into the top 4, as in finish in the top 4?" I would go. I'm going to go on Twitter and go, "I told you so."
I would probably go and treat myself with a nice big kebab from the shop. Kebab.
Oh, particularly get a cravat.
A cravat. I would eat a kebab whilst wearing a silk house jacket and cravat. I'd be that happy. If we get into the top 4, mate, I would probably do a jig. Little jig.
Oh, that's always good.
Yeah.
Good. So if we get Champions League, get Harry Kane, says Phil. No. Haaland ain't coming here, says David. True. Thunder. Haaland and Isaac have the same release clause. Football is broken.
I'm so pleased that we didn't go and activate Isaac's release clause.
No, not worth the money.
No.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
But he's had one good season, but that was with Erdegaard when he was on loan there. Thunder wants to know, is it going to be a Wigan kebab? I'm not sure what that is, but I can have a guess.
I don't know what that is either.
No. It doesn't sound good. Right, so I can get rid of Matt's question and get another one from Just Lee. Other than Haaland, and do you think we can get him? No. He'd be mad to come to us. I'd love to make it. I'd love Ødegaard to go, oi, I'm your captain, Sunshine, club. I want to be, no, for country. Go on, let me be your captain for club. Not happening, is it?
If we were in the Champions League, then, we've probably got a good, and the money's there, we've got as good a chance as anybody. Do you know what I mean? We're a London club. He's got his power there. We're in the Champions League. But that Europe, the Europe thing is such a big thing of the quality of who you're going to get.
Yeah, that is sadly true. Right, so another question. We've got one from Matt Sanassi. Says, should we try Smith Rowe in Lacaz's position again? He has great link-up play and knows how to find space in the box. Obviously not starting next week as Marty is out. I think, do you mean as in the way Man City play, where they have a more forward number 10 who isn't a striker, who could bring people into play? Because that is working for Man City, isn't it? I mean, they've even been able to get rid of their Ferran
Torres.
Yeah, the other Torres. They to sell him, and they got Jesus who plays there a little bit, but they're doing perfectly well with their wingers. Because if you're playing a back four, your two centre backs have got very little to do if they're not marking a big striker up front, have they?
This thing with Man City playing in that way, I don't like it personally. I hate it. I really hope that it doesn't become something that other teams look at because they're mighty Man City, led by the mighty Pep, and think, oh, yeah, this is the way. This is the way forward now. So we don't need strikers anymore. That's old hat. We don't need a striker. We just have one on the bench. I don't want it to go that way. Do I think that we could be playing that way sometime within the next 16 games? Yeah. Just because it's going to be needs must, maybe. I mean, surely it's only going to be so long that Mikel Arteta can say, well, it's not worth bringing Eddie on because he's just going to give up the ghost. He's not really interested in what we're doing here anymore. So he may have to play someone there that is least, up for the cause. But I hope it's not something that I want to see us go forward and emulate like Man City at all. I don't believe that just because Pep says that we don't need strikers, that's how it is in football. I'm not having it.
Did you know that tonight's was our first win in 6? Lost to City, lost to Forest, drew with Liverpool, lost to Liverpool, drew with Burnley. With the break, I completely forgot how shit we'd become. Wow. That's pretty impressive to go away, win 1-0, down to 10 men after that horrendous run. And I think we only scored 0 goals in the last 4 games before that.
Yeah, I think there's also another stat that we've only had a striker score in 1 away game so far this season, and that was Lacazette with a penalty against Norwich. I think that still stands.
Mr. Waffles, David, now that you're there, because you ignore your DMs, do you want to come on the post-game show or the pre-game show for Brentford on Saturday? It's a 3:00 kickoff, so the post-game show will start at 1:45. Pre-game show 1:45 p.m. and the post-game show will start about 5ish, about 5:15 UK time. So let me know, because fuck knows you never check your DMs, much like Stan never checks his WhatsApp. Oh, do you? No, it's not you. It's Glenn never checks his bloody WhatsApp. Constantly WhatsApping him, and I get a reply 3 weeks later. Avon says, oh, we are playing without a striker now, sort of. Very good point. Yes, we are. Phil Macker, ESR showed tonight he had no pace. I was expecting him to run clear of the defence, but was caught. Seems to be a bit hit and miss, doesn't it, with ESR when he comes on as a sub? He's either brilliant or struggles to do anything. I think it's because he's young. It takes a while for him to get into the game.
Yeah, I think some of those young players, you're going to see more evidence of inconsistencies. It's just part of them. It's just part of their growth.
With Waffles says more red cards than goals. Nick says we were down to 10 versus Burnley. Fucking felt like it. David's coming on. Which one do you want to do, David? You can do before the game or after the game. There's a question there from Michael. Michael in Sweden never gives... Oh, no, he hates Twitter. Michael never gives us questions. Good. I'm looking forward to answering that. Okay, we've done that one. Did we do this one from Just Lee? Who is available? Who's available in the summer as a striker that we can get? We can't go for Haaland. So we can get... I think it is going to be Calvert-Lewin. I mean, we do love a double barrel surname, don't we? We invented the double barrel surname player. My daughter's got a double barrel surname, Sweetman Anderson. And her mum said to me, I think we had been together 4 years when Sean was born. And her mum said, why are we going to give her a double barrel surname? I said, because I'm not being with you forever. I'm not marrying you. And I gave her an eternity ring. She went, shouldn't it be an engagement then marriage? I went, I'm never marrying you. I'm skipping the first two and giving you an eternity ring. Honest. There you go. That was right. Oh, dear. We get on fine now, though. It was 21 years ago. We parted ways. There you go. Too much information as usual. Anyway, so, yeah, do you think it's going to go for DCL? Would you be happy with that?
Just as I said before, Danny, I think it really depends if we're in Europe or not of who we can attract. So
we will be in Europe.
There's a lot out there that we could look at. DCL could be an option, but between now and next January, we're going to have to bring in 3. I think in the summer we have to bring in at least 2.
Will T says,
Jonathan
what
David,
type
I
of...
like.
Eh?
I like Jonathan David, good old Canadian kid.
Yes, doing, I think as the youths say, he's doing bits in Ligue 1. Chris likes him. But there again, Chris likes Pepe, didn't he? And how's that working? Oh, I've got this big fat lump at the back of my head, and I shaved my head the other day, and now it's itching. And because I've not had my arthritis injections, I can't reach the back of my head. There you go, people. Don't get old. Things stop working. You're older than me, Stan, but you look better. Well, how have you done it? Pickled
Nivea.
yourself with Red Bull.
Nivea. It's Nivea.
Is it?
Yeah, that's it. Nivea.
Pint a day, man. Michael says he doesn't hate Twitter. He's just fucking lazy. Noza says so does Carpenter. And Avon says first we looked at David when we first looked at David when he was at Ghent in Belgium. Mr. Waffle says we need a type of striker that is faster than a geriatric sloth. Avon, Nivea and Kebabs. Oh, we've got a new name here. Niall McGonigal. Odd fact, Niall Quinn once told me to fuck off. True story. I was at Barnet and they were playing Man City in the League Cup. Barnet beat Man City. And during a corner, I said to Niall Quinn, are you ever coming back to Arsenal? He turned around and went, fuck off.
Nice of him.
Yeah, I thought, I don't mean you being from Newcastle, but never mind. How about Beer? Beerith is very good. I watched him play the other day in the under-23s. Decent player, but he's going to need quite a while to do what he needs to do. Phil Macker says, do you see us hating Newcastle as much as Chelsea, City and United when they get their dirty, rich team together? I don't hate Man City. I like it when Man City win stuff because I hate Man United and I hate Liverpool and I hate Spurs and I hate Chelsea. So Man City can win the Premier League title for the next 30 years in a row. I won't give a shit. Much like Newcastle, I won't give a shit about them either because they have just bought everything. Stan?
Well, I'm actually quite fond of Newcastle because it's my dad's team and my great-grandfather used to play for him. So I do have a soft spot for Newcastle.
Played an FA Cup final, didn't he?
He did win an FA Cup final and he won 3 league titles as well with Newcastle.
I take it he's not still with us, is he?
No, man. This is like before. I think it was like just before around the First World War kind of days, like, you know.
Who's got his medals?
I've got a lot of my great grandfathers and his brothers' army medals, but I ain't got any I don't think I've got any football medals at all. But to this day, he is Newcastle's most decorated player from before the war because they never won anything next, right? He's had like FA Cup final, 3 league titles, and also FA Cup finals that he didn't win, Scottish international caps as well.
Oh, is your dad still with us? Has he got them?
No, he's gone now. Don't know what happened to him.
Oh, you should look into that because you might be allowed to get them and pretend that you play for Newcastle. Do you look like any of the Newcastle players? I don't think you do. There's none. You've got passing resemblance to Kieran Dyer a little bit. You got that cheeky smile, and you've got all your own teeth. I mean, does that count? And you shave your head. Other than that, I can't really think of anyone.
I did actually write. I did email him many years ago to try and get some information because I did have I used to have a picture of him, an old black and white picture that was blown up, you know, with one of them big like medicine ball things under his arm, and the laces in the colour and all that. But they never got back to me because I wanted to get some more information about him. But you can Wikipedia him. He's on Wikipedia. He after he played football, he scored. He scored for Scotland the first time they played each other at Hampden Park. I think he then went to play for Brentford, and then he was a manager, I think, of QPR. And then he retired and opened a tobacconist. But one of the weird things he said on Wikipedia was, he said, Thunder Road, your grandfather is not on Wikipedia. It didn't happen. He said that he used to have a peculiar hopping motion when he used to run with the ball. So I don't know what he was doing.
Oh, he's saying if your granddad is not on Wikipedia, it didn't happen. So you're saying he is, so it is. Yeah. My only claim to fame football-wise is the bloke who holds the most number of appearances for Aston Villa. I bought his Mercedes off of him. It was a 1994 Mercedes E-Class Coupe. I gave him the garage about $7,500 for it, and then he wrote me a letter saying, a bit of provenance. It was his car. And then in the end, it got rusty, and so I scrapped it and sold all the bits on eBay and made more money than that.
That's out of Thunder. If you go onto Google and you look up James Howie at Newcastle, and I think there might have been a couple. This particular one was known as Gentleman Jim or Gentleman James. That's his. That'll be his bio.
Can we edit it and put his great grandson is a famous podcaster? I need to get a false tooth because they said, "Do you want one?" I said, "No, I'll be all right." Because when the camera's over there, you never saw it, and now it's here. I look like a crack whore because I got a bloody tooth missing, and I got one behind it missing on my birthday 2 years ago. You know those licorice things are about that big, or licorice in the middle and hard outside. I bit into one of them and split my fucking tooth in half. Ooh. So I got half a tooth there. Bloody hell. Old age. Right, see if we've got any more questions. Oh, here we go. Michael says, who do you think will win the Super Bowl? It's the LA Rams. This is the American FA Cup final. The LA Rams v. the
Cincinnati.
The Bengals. What the Rams need to do is hire the bloke, the cat kicker at West Ham. What's his name? Zuma. Hire Zuma because he don't like cats. And the Bengal Tigers, the Cincinnati Tigers are a Bengal tiger, and he can just go and kick the cats. He'd be good at that.
I'm kind of torn. There's a part of me that doesn't want the LA Rams to win because it's Stan's team, but there's another part that thinks if they do win, it might put him in a good place. You know what I mean? It might put him in a good headspace, and it might do good for us in some way.
Thunder never lets anything go. He's like a Wikipedia of podcasting. He is completely right. My family are from my mum's from Ireland. My dad's side used to own half of Guernsey.
Oh yeah.
And 5 generations back, my uncle who lives over there, Colin, he sent me back my family tree going back about 15, 20 generations, and I am related to the Letizier's about 4 generations back. I think we share an uncle who had 18 kids with 3 different wives. I am Egyptian. Yes, I am 4.1% Egyptian. Me and Cactus Cash, which is Richard from my podcast, and Shami Rabban, and the Egyptian Perlo. We're all related. Oh, I'll have to do the obligatory Egyptian Perlo thing. Here we go. El Neni Wonderland. Look at him. 132 El Nenis. You don't get any better than that, people. If anybody wants that, let me know, and I'll tweet it, and you can have it.
I still like the ones at the back with the bigger heads.
It is good. But we've still got 80 odd people. Why are you people here? It's 80 odd. If you are new, give us a thumbs up and a subscribe.
Because we got 3 points, right? Everyone's happy, right? We're holding on in there.
I'm the Egyptian Matt Letitia. Who Quinn told to fuck off. Stan wins with best family story.
Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you, mate.
Don't bum lick him. Just Lee as a final question. Do you think Everton will try and get revenge for Iwobi if we do go for DCL by overcharging? I'll edit that, massively overcharging for him.
Oh yeah, they've still got that Iwobi receipt, haven't they? In the bottom of the drawer. They want to get that back.
Yes, indeed. Oh, David's avoiding work. David, you haven't told me which one you want to be on, pre-show or post-show. Pull your finger out, man. Jeez, whichever it is, he's going to be grumpy. he's going to just be horrible to Arteta. We could win 15-0 and he go, no, rubbish. Don't like him. What else have we got to do? This is the longest post-game show I've ever done, and we only won 1-0. Fuck all, it's you, Stan. It's like with Mike, it was meant to be a 25-minute pre-game show, and it was an hour. Good God. It's like I've got nothing better to do with my time. Oh, dear. Right, I think that's it. Yeah, Stan, where can people find you if they want to find you on the interwebs?
Well, you can actually find me in about 2 hours' time. I will be on the Arsenal fan circle with Ray, Gary, don't waste a tweet, and a few other people usually will be joining us. So we'll be doing this conversation all over again, and I'll just be saying exactly the same stuff, the same gags in exactly the same places. It's all scripted.
Is there any of my bits you're going to steal? You feel free.
Probably.
Just tell them they're your own ideas, and then take me to court if I say they're mine.
Yeah, that's it. Other than that, you can find me on here a few times, here, there, and everywhere, or catch me on Twitter.
Oh, why can't I point to us back to front? That looks like I've got a bit of dark hair there. What's that? What's going on there? Maybe my hair's getting dark again. Oh,
because Arsenal are winning. Arsenal winning. Your hair starts from grey, goes back to its normal colour.
No, I like it this colour. Yes, so you can find him there, and don't want to know where I am on Twitter because people just block me because I made a joke about cats when I love cats. It's dogs I don't like. But if you've got a dog, don't unfollow me because I don't like dogs. I just don't trust dogs. Cats are brilliant because they go, I'm off out for a shit. I'll see you in half an hour. They stroll out, do it, and come back. They ever go, oh, my cat's run away. And I'm going to say that, and one of mine will run away. But Bergie's on my bed. Betty's over there. And Dora and Lily are in Sean's bed, in Sean's bedroom, ruining her bed, which is what they do. Stan, I'm stealing the bits. Hands off. Oh, that's not right, is it? Everyone's saying good show. Oh, that's very kind of you, gentlemen. Cats are evil. They are evil, but they're my cats, and I love them dearly. And every night when I go to bed, I say, night-night, babbies, be excellent to each other. And when I'm getting up, I stow, babbies, before I get up, and then they will wait.
Does your cat do this thing like when you've been out and you come in, do any of your cats like get up, come to where you are, and then roll in front of your feet, roll around on their back with their paws like that? She does it all the time.
They do have a habit of laying underneath me, behind me. So when I wheel backwards, I end up fucking nearly running them over. When it's in the electric chair when I've been out all day, which I mean I've not used it for months. When it's an electric one, you don't want to fuck with that because I can't feel it. With my manual one, I go backwards and I go, oh, there's something stopping me. Electric one, your tail's gone. You've lost a leg. Betty does it all the time because Betty is, you're a dickhead, Betty. No, she doesn't care. So there you go. That is the show. It was Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Arsenal 1.
Fantastic.
I think we're pretty chuffed with the win. We've played well. Good defensive performance. A half-decent goal. Probably should have scored another one from Lacazette. And that is it. We will be back on... Actually, me and Mike are thinking of doing a Sunday night show. It'll just be Magic Mike and the GFP and talking nonsense. We'll be covering wrestling, possibly. Not that I really watch much of it, but I do like it if I catch a bit of it. And just talking absolute nonsense. We might do one of them when there's nothing much else on, because God knows most of ABW can't be fucked. And in fact, I fired them yesterday, and I fired them all again today. But none of them are taking it, apart from Ellis, because we love Ellis. And so unless me and Mike do something at the weekend, I don't think you'll see us again until Wednesday next week when we'll be covering this game, by the time of which you'll have completely forgotten about the game. And then we'll be back on Saturday, a week Saturday, for the Brentford game. And yes, so if you are new, give it a... hold on, leave this one up, the obligatory hashtag Carpenter out. If you are new, give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. If you're not new, I don't know, do whatever you want. And we'll be back. Thank you very much, Stan, for your time. You have been an absolute delight.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me. And thank you to everyone in the chat box.
Yes, indeed. We will see you later. Thank you very much and goodbye.